What's up, NFL fans? It's NFL Nate back again. Today, we're going to be kind of doing a little bit different video on the channel. We're going to be looking at Cynthia Frelund's first mock draft. It's our first time we are mocking a mock draft, so we're going to be looking at her mock draft, seeing what we agree, seeing some things we don't agree with, and just be overall grading it and see how we think it is. Before we jump into it, if you guys could subscribe, it would mean a lot. But let's get right into this draft. First, we're looking at it. She explains how she's not attempting to predict what teams actually do on draft day, which interesting, but yeah. And she's trying to base it off how they can win now. So a little bit of a different look. So let's scroll down to the first pick. Obviously, she has Trevor Lawrence going number 1. If she didn't, that she'd be pretty crazy, but it's pretty self-explanatory. He's the best player in the draft, so I agree with that one. Next, she has a little bit of a mix-up. She has Penei Sewell going to the Jets. This one, I don't completely hate it because Penei Sewell is just absolutely amazing talent in the draft. One of the best offensive tackles we've seen in a long time. And if they use that, plus Micah Becton, their offensive line could be really good. But I do think they should go Zach Wilson because Zach Wilson is a number 1 overall pick if Trevor Lawrence is not in this draft. Any other draft, he would probably be a number 1 overall pick. It just so happens that Trevor Lawrence is there. And I think it's a really, really big talent that you're not going to be able, that's not easy to get. And on a rookie contract, I think they should go with Zach Wilson. But Penei Sewell, it's an interesting look at it. Then next they have the Miami Dolphins going with Ja'Marr Chase. This one's interesting. Obviously, with Penei Sewell being gone, I think if the Dolphins were to trade back right here, that would be good because someone tried to jump up for Zach Wilson. But with Penei Sewell gone, I like this pick. It's between him, Ja'Marr Chase, and Devonta Smith, so I agree with this one. Next, we have a very, very interesting one. We have Kwity Paye going to the Atlanta Falcons. I think this is a little early for Kwity Paye. I do really like him. His size and his athleticism is very, very good. But I don't think he's a top 5 pick, especially with a need at quarterback. And Zach Wilson still on the board right here. Obviously, she said this can help teams win now in a quarterback. Zach Wilson wouldn't help the Falcons win next season, so I see what she's saying there. But I feel like Zach Wilson right here would be a very, very good pick because he can sit behind Matt Ryan, and you don't even have to trade up for him. You get the second best quarterback in the draft, in my opinion. I think this is a little too high with Kwity Paye, so I don't agree with this pick at all. Next, we have the Bengals going Rashawn Slater. Obviously, with Ja'Marr Chase and Penei Sewell being gone, probably their 2 top prospects. I like this one. Rashawn Slater is a versatile offensive lineman, and I think he's very talented and deserves to go into the top 5 if the Bengals were to pick him up. So I don't disagree with this one at all. I like Rashawn Slater to the Bengals. You have to protect Joe Burrow. Then next, we have Kyle Pitts going to the Philadelphia Eagles. I really, really like this one. I think Jalen Hurts, I feel like you should give him a shot. He has, if you build around him, and Kyle Pitts is the exact guy to do it. 50-50 balls are more like 90-10 balls for Kyle Pitts. He can go up and get those. Obviously, it says right here Zach Ertz is leaving, so I really like this pick, and I think Kyle Pitts would be good for the Eagles. Next, we have Micah Parsons to the Detroit Lions. I also like this one, but with Zach Wilson on the board, you have to consider it. Even though you have Jared Goff, you're probably not going to be picking this high, so I think you have to consider Zach Wilson here. But Micah Parsons will really help that defense, so I like it too. And finally, Zach Wilson is off the board. Took long enough, but I like Zach Wilson for the Panthers if he falls to 8 or if they were to trade up. I don't think Zach Wilson's going to fall this far, but if he did, I think it's a no-brainer for the Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater, a bridge quarterback maybe for the first few days, kind of like Tyrod Taylor and Justin Herbert situation. Zach Wilson will eventually step in. I think he'll be really good with Curtis Samuel and DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey. I really like this for the Panthers. Zach Wilson seems like a perfect fit, so I really like this pick. Next, we have Justin Fields going to the Denver Broncos. I also don't think Justin Fields is going to slide past the Panthers because I think Zach Wilson's going earlier. But, if he's here, I think it's a no-brainer to take him. The Denver Broncos, Drew Lock is not the answer. Whoever thinks Drew Lock can win the Broncos a Super Bowl, I just don't think it is. I don't think it's possible. So I think they get Justin Fields. Justin Fields would be so good in that Denver Broncos offense with tons and tons of weapons. So I really like this pick for the Broncos. Then we scroll down. We have Gregory Rousseau out of Miami. I was expecting a cornerback, but I mean, this is a good pick for the Broncos. They need more pass rush. I feel like a cornerback like Caleb Farley or Patrick Surtain would have been a better pick here, but addressing the edge is not bad. Any player on the defensive side will help the Cowboys because their defense is lacking, and I think this would instantly boost their defense, so I like Gregory Rousseau. Then we have Devonta Smith. The Heisman winner finally goes at number 11. I think the New York Giants would love Devonta Smith right here. He would be a perfect fit for them and give Daniel Jones some weapons in probably his final chance to prove himself for the New York Giants, so I like this pick for the Giants. Next, we have Caleb Farley. The first cornerback goes off the board. I like this pick. Obviously, they could go Trey Lance, and I feel like they should just because of the quarterback. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is really the answer for them, but cornerback is a big need, and they want to get that defense back to the Super Bowl run form that they had. So I like this, and it will really help their defense. Next, we have Jalen Waddle going to Los Angeles Chargers. I was expecting Patrick Surtain, a young corner for the Chargers, but Jalen Waddle with Justin Herbert, just thinking about that is deadly. Obviously, they need help at the offensive line, but with Sewell and Slater gone, and Jalen Waddle, the kind of talent he is, I think this is a great, great fit for the Los Angeles Chargers. Just imagining Justin Herbert huck balls to Jalen Waddle will mean a lot. Would be absolutely incredible, so I think that's a very good pick. Then we have Elijah Vera Tucker. I like this pick. He's probably the best guard in the draft. I mean, Slater, whatever, but he's a very, very good offensive lineman, so I like this for the Vikings. They need offensive line help, so I think this is a good pick. Then we have Trey Lance to the New England Patriots. I don't think Trey Lance is going to go outside of the top 10 in my opinion. But if he does fall this far, it's a good pickup for the Patriots. Obviously, they want to get that quarterback to be the successor off of Tom Brady. I don't think Cam Newton's the exact answer, but I do like Trey Lance for the New England Patriots. It would be very, very good for them. Next, we have Christian Darrisaw for the Arizona Cardinals. This one's good. I think, obviously, the Cardinals, they could use a cornerback like J.C. Horn because Patrick Peterson's leaving, but I think helping the offensive line for the Cardinals would be good. Protect Kyler Murray, and he can make plays, throw DeAndre Hopkins and Larry Fitzgerald. So this is a pretty good one. Christian Darrisaw, one of the best offensive linemen in the draft. Next, we have Jason Oweh to the Las Vegas Raiders. I actually like this one. I think Jason Oweh is an underrated talent. He has insane physical traits. I really like it, and the Raiders really need pass rush. So I like this pick for the Raiders. Then I have Cynthia has the Miami Dolphins going Jalen Phillips. This one's interesting, but I like it. Another edge rusher. They just got their their first pick they got some offense, Jamar Chase. So this pick they go Jalen Phillips. I like this. Jalen Phillips is a very, very good pass rusher, so I think the Dolphins, it could just boost that defense to the next level since they were already good last year. Then Patrick Surtain finally goes off the board. I don't think he's going to fall this far. Patrick Surtain, a very good cornerback. But I'm surprised he goes to the football team. Obviously, if he falls this far, it's a very good talent that you probably can't pass up on. But I feel like they should prioritize offense. Mac Jones is even here too, so they could pick him up. So, interesting pick, but Patrick Surtain falling this far, I think it's still a good pick just because of the talent of Surtain. Then we have Rondelle Moore to the Bears. This one's interesting, but they do need to fix that wide receiver position. They could go Rashad Bateman, but Rondelle Moore is very good. And adding, as it says down there, it says adding a slot presence will help whomever is under center for Chicago's. And I agree with that. Whoever's at quarterback needs those weapons because Allen Robinson's probably going to be leaving. So I like that pick for the Bears. Then J.C. Horn finally goes off the board. This is a good pickup for the Colts. Obviously, they have Carson Wentz, so they could try to get a weapon for him, like Rashad Bateman or offensive lineman. But J.C. Horn can help that defense just stay at its peak and just be another very good player for that defense. Then the Tennessee Titans, they go Christian Barmore. I'm not really sure about this. I feel like they should have went edge rusher like Joe Tryon would be a good pick here instead of Christian Barmore. Christian Barmore is a very good player, but just that need for the pass rush. Christian Barmore can rush the passer, and he's overall really good, so it's not too bad of a pick just because how good he is. So it's a pretty good pick for the Titans. Then Greg Newsome the second for the New York Jets. Interesting pick. I feel like this is a little high for Greg Newsome. I feel like he's a late first rounder at best. This is kind of a late first round pick, but a little too early. But he is a good cornerback. In the first round, they got Penei Sewell, so now they're adjusting the defense. I like this pick for the Jets. Then we have Dillon Radunz for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dillon Radunz, I think, is a very underrated offensive lineman, so I actually like this pick a lot for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They need to help that offensive line. Everybody's talking about, oh, they need to get a running back. They need to get Najee Harris. What it comes down to is the offensive line. Derrick Henry didn't get 2,000 rushing yards just because of him. Obviously, he's a very good talent, but the offensive line is a big part of running the ball and protecting the quarterback. So I think getting Dillon Radunz is a very good pick for the Steelers. Can help that offense. Then, I have Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I can't pronounce his name, but he's a very good linebacker out of Notre Dame. Obviously, they got Trevor Lawrence, and I think they got to get the leader of the offense, the leader of the defense. I like this for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the leader for the defense, so that he can get back to that form when they made it to the AFC Championship game. Then Trevon Moehrig for the Cleveland Browns. Interesting one. I don't think safety is the biggest need. I feel like, but it's just a very good talent. So I actually like this for the Cleveland Browns. Interesting pick though. Then Jalen Mayfield for the Baltimore Ravens. If you guys watched the divisional round game between the Ravens and the Bills, you saw they need offensive line help, and I think Jalen Mayfield for the Baltimore Ravens would be very, very good for them. So I think that's a solid pick for the Ravens. Then the New Orleans Saints selecting Kadarius Toney. I don't know how I feel about this one, mainly because wide receiver is not really the biggest need. They have tons of free agents going. They could have edge rusher to replace Trey Hendrickson. They could go linebacker like Nick Bolton, or the other guy's name, Xavier Collins. Yep, but I don't think obviously Kadarius Toney balling this far would be good for them, but I'm not sure if that's the right pick for the need that they have. So interesting pick right there. Then finally I have Rashad Bateman going. I really like this pick for the Green Bay Packers. Just a great wide receiver to go across from Davante Adams. All the receivers are going to be gone in free agency, not this year but next year. So they got to start building that wide receiving core. I like Rashad Bateman for the Green Bay Packers. I think it's a perfect fit and can make an instant impact for Aaron Rodgers. Then we're going to the last pick. So we have Tevin Jenkins for the Buffalo Bills. I like this one, protecting Josh Allen. Though I feel like they could address the defense, but I like it. A good right tackle for the Bills. Then the two final picks, you have Aziz Al Jawari. This one's good for the Kansas City Chiefs. They could go offensive line. Obviously, the Super Bowl, there was tons of injuries, but I feel like if they go defense, edge rusher would be a good place to go. Getting to the quarterback is more important than ever, so I think edge rushers are going to be very, very important. And the final pick, we have Levi Onwuzurike, D tackle from Washington. This is interesting. I feel like he's not going to go in the first round, but it's a good replacement for Ndamukong Suh. So interesting, but I like it. So that's where we're going to end this video. If you guys like these videos where I review other teams' mock drafts, other analysts' mock drafts, leave a comment down below and like the video. And if you enjoyed, please subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss anything, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. See